Hi. So now let us see the first two operators, that is selection and projection. Okay. So let us try to understand these two because these two are the very important in relational algebra. Whatever query we are writing, any one of them definitely will be there. Especially selection part, definitely projection part definitely going to be there in any query in relational algebra. Okay. So now for better understanding, what we are doing is we are going to take a one simple relation, that is employee relation, which have three attributes: EMP number, e-name, salary. So let it be. So now let us try to understand first of all, what is projection? Okay. So projection actually simply it is for filtering the columns actually. Which particular column you need from that relation you want to display, which columns you want to display. So those columns you can those columns only you can mention by using this projection actually. And what is the symbol we are using for that is the pi. So by using pi, you can select the attributes from the relation actually. So how it will be syntax if you see. So pi, in the suffix, we are going to mention what are all columns required. We are going to mention actually by separating comma. And these columns from which relation, that we are going to mention like this. So all the columns what you mention here definitely going to exist in this relation. If you mention the column which is not there here, that is invalid RA actually. So in this relation, whichever columns you want to display, those you are going to mention here in the suffix of pi actually. So that is projection. So simply try to understand it is for filtering the columns actually. Like a select clause in the in the SQL part actually. Now let us try to see the selection part also. Then we will see together some examples. So here selection, if you see, just quite opposite to that. It is for selecting the rows actually. So if you want to select the rows in the SQL, what we are using where clause. Where clause is for filtering the rows and select clause is for filtering the columns. That's it, right? So this is like a select statement. This is like a select statement in SQL. Okay. And this is like a where clause in SQL. That's it. So just remember in that way, then things are going to become very easy. Okay, selection, how you will represent actually by using this sigma. So if you see it's a syntax also, it is similar to this one, but if you see sigma and in the suffix we are going to put a condition because in the where clause you will write a condition, right? Basing on the condition, whoever satisfying that condition, only those rows you are returning. Same way, where you are writing this condition, here actually, suffix of this sigma symbol. And this condition upon which relation that you are mentioning here. That's it. So very simple, these two actually. In case of pi, that means in case of projection, we will use the set of attributes which you want to display. And in case of the selection, we will put the condition accordingly where clause and select clause. So in the select clause, we will write the attributes, right? And in the where clause, we will put the condition. So similarly, actually. So now let us, by using these two symbols, let us practice few questions and let us see actually. So here if you see, find the names of all employees. So here you can see in the employee table, we have a column E name. So we want to select all the employee names from this table actually. So see, he is asking attributes actually. That means you must use the projection symbol. So that is what we are going to take, projection. And which attributes you want to display? Name actually, E name. So let us mention E name. Yeah. So this E name from which relation? That is what employee relation. So let us take that here. Employee. This is very basic and very frequently in many places. In the throughout this chapter, we are going to use this kind of notations actually. So try to understand simple manner here only. So what are all columns you want to display that we mention here? From which table that we mention here? So this is what find out names of all employees. So this is equal to, in SQL is what actually, select only ename from employee table. So from employee, that's it, right? So this is what the equivalent SQL query. Okay, now let us come here actually. Okay, now let us take another example for this symbol actually, selection. Find employees whose salary greater than 5,000. So here we have a salary column. So salary must be greater than 5,000. That is what the condition you should put. So because you have a condition, we must take the sigma symbol, right? Selection we have to do. That is what you can see. Sigma. What is the condition? Salary must be greater than 5,000. And this condition, where this condition actually on the relation employee. So let us take that employee. So this is what actually find the employees whose salary greater than 5,000. So, but what is, okay, this is fine. But what is the problem with this, this selection symbol, that is what the sigma symbol is. It is not going to display the data. It is just filtering the rows actually based on the condition. Whoever satisfy this condition, only that rows it is selected. But if you want to show the output, you have to do like this actually. That is what, find the names of employees whose salary greater than 5,000 together actually. So whatever rows here it is selected, in that ename you have to display actually. So first of all, this you have to satisfy, right? So select the rows where salary is greater than 5,000. That means first you have to do this one. So that is salary greater than 5,000 from which table? Employee. Now if you see this part, what is happening actually? This entire is one relation now, because what records we have here? The records which are satisfying this condition. For those records, we need ename actually, employee name. That is what asking. So here you apply projection. So that is what. Upon the relation of this part, upon the result of this part, you are selecting only ename. Now you can display the names actually, enames. But here the data is not displaying, just selected the as per the condition actually. But now whatever records are selected here, from those records, you are displaying the ename only. That is what we need finally. Whose salary is greater than 5,000? Those employees' names we need. That is what in this query it is displaying. So this is what one simple thing actually. Okay. So with this understanding, let us see some insights actually. So we have a commutative rule, is it or not? So commutative meaning is what? AB equal to BA. If both of them is same, then the operator, whatever we are using, that is commutative. So similarly, so the same query we are going to take here, find the names of employees whose salary greater than 5,000. So that is what we taken here. Find the names of the employees whose salary greater than 5,000. So what we written first of all, we selected those rows which are satisfying this condition. So that is what we written first, salary greater than 5,000, okay, from the employee table. Now this result is one relation now. This result is one relation. So that result, in that result, we need only enames. That is what projection we are applying. So this is what actually, of course, we done here. Now, can I do first selection? That means, can I do first projection after that selection? Here what happened is, this is the inner query. So this inner query first you have to execute. Upon that result, you are applying the projection. But now what we are doing is, first we are doing this one. So that meaning is by ename of employee. So first you are selecting only enames. Upon this result, you apply the condition actually. Tell me, so salary greater than 5,000. Can I write like this? See, this result is actually one relation. That relation contains only ename column. You don't have salary column in the result actually. So how you will apply this condition? To apply this condition in the relation, you must have this attribute. But in the result of this inner query, you don't have salary attribute. So that is why both of them is not same. This is not meaningful actually. That is why swapping those two operations is not possible. First, you apply the condition always, so that all columns automatically will return. Upon those attributes, now you go for the selection. So always the better is inner part is actually a selection part. That means rows you are filtering, and after that filter the columns. That is what projection. So this is the best method always actually. Okay. So this is one thing you must remember. And in this way, we can write down by using projection or by using selection and together. Okay. And be careful while you are writing like this. So always recommended thing is first you filter the rows. Filter the rows first and then filter the columns. That's it, right? So that filtering columns is simple if you filter the rows, because anyhow all attributes will be there inner. Upon those attributes, whatever attributes required, that only you take it. So this is the best example to understand that it is not commutative. If you swap these operators, result is not same. And that too, this is invalid actually, this part. Okay, so this is the selection and projection operators. Okay.